Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0118, indicates an issue with the Engine Coolant Temperature ECT Sensor 1 circuit, specifically suggesting that the output voltage is higher than a specified threshold. The ECT sensor is a crucial component that provides the powertrain control module, PCM, with real-time data regarding the engine's coolant temperature. This sensor is usually located near the engine block or in the coolant hose. A high voltage output from the sensor means the PCM has detected an abnormal condition, prompting it to store this DTC. When diagnosing this code, it is essential to follow a systematic inspection outline to pinpoint the cause effectively. The procedures involve checking the ECT sensor itself, the external circuitry that connects to it, and the PCM. The DTC P0118 is related to the Engine Coolant Temperature Sensor 1, which provides vital information about the engine's operating temperature to the powertrain control module, PCM. When the output voltage from this sensor exceeds a certain limit, the PCM recognizes it as abnormal, triggering the storage of this DTC for future diagnostics. Components involved in this error include the ECT Sensor 1 and the PCM itself. The ECT sensor is typically situated on the engine block or near the thermostat housing, securing accurate temperature readings. Understanding the roles of these components is crucial, as the PCM utilizes this information to regulate engine performance and emissions effectively. Several potential causes could lead to the P0118 DTC. First, a faulty ECT sensor 1 may produce an incorrect output voltage, leading the PCM to suspect a high voltage condition. Secondly, an open circuit in the wiring harness, specifically in the wire that connects the sensor to the PCM, could interrupt the signal. This disruption can mimic a high voltage situation, hence triggering the DTC. Lastly, a defective PCM itself might misinterpret sensor input readings, resulting in a false error code. Each of these causes needs thorough examination during troubleshooting steps, as rectifying them will resolve the DTC issue. When encountering the DTC P0118, certain symptoms may manifest in the vehicle's operation. One common symptom is engine overheating, as an inaccurate ECT sensor reading can mislead the PCM into not activating the cooling mechanisms effectively. Additionally, poor engine performance may be observed, as the PCM relies heavily on temperature readings to optimize fuel delivery and ignition timing. Lastly, the illumination of the check engine light, CEL, is a direct result of the stored DTC, alerting the driver that there is an issue requiring attention. Addressing these symptoms promptly can prevent further complications. The first step in troubleshooting the DTC P0118 involves turning the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. This allows for the diagnostic tool to power up and communicate with the vehicle's onboard systems. Once in this mode, utilize the HDS, Honda Diagnostic System, to check the ECT Sensor 1 voltage. If the displayed value exceeds 4.92 volts, the issue replicates the conditions that triggered the DTC. This indicates that there is an abnormality either in the ECT sensor or its related circuitry, which will necessitate further investigation. It's crucial to note that any readings above the normal threshold could confirm the malfunctioning component. For the second troubleshooting step, begin by disconnecting the ECT Sensor 1 connector, which is typically a 2-pin connector. After disconnection, use a jumper wire to connect the terminal pins number 1 and number 2 of the ECT sensor. Following this, turn the vehicle to the on mode again. This procedure is essential for isolating the sensor's output from the rest of the circuit. Confirm the voltage reading on the HDS for ECT sensor 1 under normal conditions. This value should be less than 4.92 volts. If the reading is within range, this indicates a failure in the ECT sensor itself. If it is outside the normal range, there may be an issue with the wiring or PCM. In the third step of troubleshooting, focus shifts to inspecting the external wiring associated with the ECT sensor. Before proceeding, ensure the PCM connector is disconnected to prevent any accidental short circuits. The test begins with checking the wire quality of the TW, signal wire, and SG2, ground wire. Both should exhibit a resistance of less than 1 ohm when measured. High resistance or an open circuit in these wires would suggest a fault in the wiring loom itself, which could impede the sensor's correct functionality. If either wire does not meet these resistance standards, it could directly lead to the DTC being set. The final troubleshooting step involves inspecting the powertrain control module, PCM, after all other components and wiring have been assessed. If previous inspections indicated normal conditions for the ECT sensor and wiring, it becomes important to consider the PCM as the remaining suspect in this chain. As the central computer that interprets sensor data, a malfunctioning PCM may misread inputs or provide erroneous outputs. Using diagnostic tools, confirm whether the PCM itself has any faults or abnormal conditions. If determined faulty, replacing the PCM should resolve the issue behind the DTC P0118. To ensure all repairs have been successfully executed, perform a final repair verification. Begin by clearing the diagnostic trouble codes using the HDS tool, which will reset the error log and allow the system to reevaluate. Following this, run the vehicle under typical operating conditions to check if the DTC P0118 returns. Should the error reappear, it may indicate that further investigation or repairs are necessary. Conversely, if the DTC does not reoccur, it confirms that the issue has been effectively resolved and the vehicle is functioning normally. Monitoring the ECT sensor voltage during this period can provide additional insights into any remaining performance issues. To minimize the likelihood of encountering the DTC P0118 in the future, implementing preventive maintenance strategies is highly advisable. Regular inspections of the engine coolant temperature sensor and its associated wiring can help identify potential issues before they result in a DTC. Checking for any signs of wear, corrosion, or physical damage to the sensor and wires ensures that they remain in optimal working condition. Keep an eye on the coolant levels and the quality of the coolant fluid as well, since poor fluid condition can impact sensor performance. By maintaining these components proactively, vehicle owners can avert costly repairs and ensure reliable performance of their Honda Accord. In summary, the DTC P0118 is indicative of an issue with the Engine Coolant Temperature Sensor 1 circuit, most commonly exhibiting high voltage output. Understanding the roles of the ECT sensor and the PCM is critical in diagnosing this code accurately. The troubleshooting steps outlined are essential to isolate the issue effectively, whether it be the sensor, wiring, or PCM. Successful repair verification is necessary to ensure that the fault has been resolved, while preventive maintenance practices can further safeguard against future occurrences. Engaging in these measures will promote the longevity and reliability of your Honda Accord, ensuring it operates efficiently on the road. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.